A 30-minute drive across the Mull of Galloway brings me to the harbour town of Portpatrick, just 20 miles away from Donaghadee on the opposite side of the North Channel. The two towns have long played a part in one another's stories. In the 1600s, both towns were owned by Ulster Scots founding father Hugh Montgomery, who developed them into the main shipping route between Scotland and Ulster. Though eventually replaced by the calmer crossings from Belfast and Larne, the two towns maintain strong links, and I'm here to meet a man with an intimate knowledge of both places. Harbour Master Robert Erskine was born and raised in Donaghadee, but since moving away from Northern Ireland in the 1980s, he's called Portpatrick Hame.
We live on two different coastlines, but it's really one community.
It's always been a connection between the two, and still is. This year we've probably just under 400 visiting boats. Most of the hotels will be June, July, and then September, October. A lot of golfing parties come over from the Northern Ireland side because it's only 2 hours across, really, on the ferry.
Well, whenever you sail back, do you get the ferry or do you take a boat out of this harbour and into Donaghadee?
It depends. If it's a Sunday, there's a fella, well, Wales's Tyre Service comes to mind. Lenny's got a nice big boat. I get a lift over with him every now and again.
5 years ago, the local folk here rallied together when the harbour was under threat of closure. Today, it is one of the few community-owned harbours in the UK and is seen as a model for other towns across Scotland.
Well, has community ownership of the harbour helped the town?
Oh, big style, because we're able to get some grants. We're able to improve the harbour, which means it's better for the visitors coming in. The buildings have all been refurbished and the whole harbour's been resurfaced. In fact, when you go around, you'll see different places where the lifeboats used to launch from that have been discovered whenever it was all been cleaned back.
Which must mean that ownership must give the town here a real sense of pride in the place.
Hopefully, I hope everybody's happy with it.
So you've spent your life at sea?
I did indeed. I was a fisherman from as a wee boy.
Did you ever sail into Portpatrick Harbour? And had you memories of this harbour before you took on a job here?
Yes, when I was about 12-year-old, I sailed across with Billy Lennon in a boat called the Miss Ruth.
Did you ever imagine one day you'd be harbour master and the lifeboat coxswain?
Definitely not. I'm glad to be here. I like being back in Donaghadee as well, and I go back on a regular basis, so still pay my fees to the rugby club.
And back in Northern Ireland, folk who live further inland maybe don't appreciate that for us who live on the coast, we regard both coasts as hame. You know, what does hame mean to you? Is it one side of the water or is it both sides of the water?
It would be both sides of the water, because I mean, I'm just back from Donaghadee, and I love going over there, seeing the boys for the rugby, a bit of golf, and just a bit of general socialising.
Do you think of yourself as an Ulster man or a Scots man, or are you an Ulster Scot?
I suppose I'd be classed as an Ulster Scot, but if I'm doing the rugby, it's Ulster, and Ireland I'm supporting.
I'm on my way to the second biggest town in Dumfries and Galloway, Stranraer.